Hi everybody, it's Tamara. Let's grab a weight plate for this workout segment. For this exercise, let's stand nice and tall holding the weight plate over our head. Let's march stationary with high knees and steady upright posture. Your turn to have a go. We are squat pressing for this exercise. Start standing with your arms at your chest and your elbows tucked by your side. Squat down and extend your arms at the same time. Feel the core contraction as you extend and drop your body weight. Return by standing back up and pulling your hand back to your chest. Let's do as many reps as we can for this next set. Your go. With your knees soft and your tailbone pushing out, let's bend over into some good mornings. Make sure your feet are at shoulder width apart and your plate is pressed against your chest. Look forward as you bend forward to maintain your spinal integrity. Have a go at this one.
This segment of the program is all about high intensity 30-second intervals. We'll pick up 2 exercises and train 3 lots of 30 seconds, alternating between exercises for a total of 3 minutes per set. Let's get straight into it. Starting this exercise, hopping in your fighting stance. So basically bouncing back and forth, nice and light on your toes, and just in your natural fighting stance for this one will do. And we're going to combine this one with some fast feet. So making sure that you're keeping a nice high pace and light on your toes until the end of the set when you change back to hopping in your fighting stance. Your turn to try this one for yourself. For this exercise, we're going to combine running with high knees on the spot with push-ups. So what we want to do is we want to start off running high knees on the spot, keep those knees nice and high, and then when we change after 30 seconds, we're going to work some push-ups nice and deep, working all the way down, all the way back up. And we're going to switch it up every 30 seconds. Your turn to try it.
This exercise is a snatch squat. Hold the weight plate over your head with extended arms and vertical upper body. Drop into your squat while holding the plate overhead. Keep your arms extended while engaging your middle back as you lift up into your standing position. This one's a nice difficult squat variation. Try it. Let's do some single arm rows for this exercise. Start with a lengthy lunge stance, resting your forearm on your leg to support your posture. Row straight up until your hand reaches your ribs and then slowly release until your arm is extended. Do one side for a set and then switch arms and legs to do the other. Have a go. This exercise is bicep hammer curls. Hold the plate grips palm to palm and extend your arms down until they are straight. Curl up without moving your elbows. Keep your knees slightly bent and your spine neutral to protect your back. Let's do this for the next minute.
Starting this combination with some in and out squats. So you can see I'm jumping fairly lightly on my toes, feet together, and then jumping out into a squat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change it up and go into some scissor hops from there. So it's very similar to a jumping jack, but rather than going side to side, you're going back and forth. And just making sure you're landing on both feet at the same time. And again, just keeping it nice and low impact on your knees. Your turn to try this. getting into your fight stance for this one, and we're going to start with some knee strikes. So just keep them consistent and make sure you throw those knees nice and high. Good core tension as you throw the knee, and just keep the pace up for this one. And then what we'll do is we'll switch it up and work some fast feet, but from a prone position. So this is actually a lot harder than doing it standing. It's virtually a plank and some fast feet at the same time. A good one for you guys to try. Your turn.
Overhead tricep extension. Start standing tall with your feet at shoulder width. Extend your arms up until they are straight above your head. Curl your arms back down to your head and extend back up without moving your elbows. Steady controlled movement is key for these tricep extensions. Your turn. We're going to start with plate zercher squats and then lift up into a calves raise for this exercise. Start this exercise by pulling the weight plate tight against your chest, holding it with your biceps and forearms. Make sure your feet are comfortable at shoulder width and drop down into your squat from here. Engage your core during the uplift and continue all the way up into a calves raise. Your turn to have a go at this one. Arms overhead lunge for this exercise. Start with your feet together and hold your plate above your head with extended arms. Drop your right leg back into your lunge stance and work a set of static foot lunges. At the countdown, switch legs and work the other side. It's very important to keep a neutral spine and vertical posture to protect your back. Your turn to try this exercise. This exercise is standing side bend. Stand with your feet apart and knees straight. Tilt to the side, holding your weight plate, and then squeeze your obliques to get back to your vertical stance. Opposite hand can rest on your hip for comfort. Finish one side before starting the other. Your turn.
For this set, we're going to combine Hindu push-ups with some plyometric squats. So we're going to start off hands and feet at shoulder width, and then we're going to work some nice deep Hindu push-ups. And then after 30 seconds, we're going to change it up. We're going to jump up and we're going to work some plyometric squats. So make sure you jump straight up. And as you land, we're going to keep working our way back down so that we're keeping the pressure off the knees. And any point of stopping this exercise should be at the bottom of the squat and nowhere else. For this exercise, we're going to combine working some high-pace squats with a traditional plank. So for the first 30 seconds, we're going to work those high-pace squats, feet nice and parallel, knees right over the top. They're not swinging in or out or pushing back and forth. And then we're going to drop down and work our traditional plank from the elbow. Your turn to try this one for yourself.
piston row is similar to a bent over row except that it's a lighter weight plate and much faster movement. Bending your knees and posturing forward with neutral spine to get started. Let's keep your legs static and pull up some high pace rows from here. Keep your elbows tucked in by your side and maintain control of your upper body. You should feel your lats and biceps really burn by the end of this set. Simple isometric sumo squat for this exercise. Let's start with a wide stance and V position, feet pointing out. Drop into the squat pose until your thighs are horizontal. Maintain this position while you are holding the plate against your chest. Keep your posture upright and your spine neutral. Your turn. Weight plate skull crusher for this exercise. Start lying in supine position with your weight plate rested on your forearm, holding the top edge for support. Extend your arms and then reverse curl until your hands are at your forehead. Extend back into straight arms without moving your elbows. This is a great variation of skull crushers because the plate forces you to do it with strict form. Have a go. Simple chest press from floor for this exercise. Lying down with your weight plate on your chest, vertical lift straight up until your arms are straight. Return to your starting position with controlled negative repetition. Keep your knees bent and you may rest your head on the floor. Let's try this exercise.
this set, we're going to start in a supine position and we're going to work some scapular pushes. So really focusing on that scapular rhomboid region of the back and just pushing straight up. Make sure this is a hinge action and not a rolling action. And then to add some cardio, we're going to jump up and work some jumping jacks for the second exercise for this one. Your turn to try this one for yourself.
Well done for getting through your workout today. Let's take a moment to stretch our muscles and cool down. See you again very soon.